Okay, we're alive. Okay, another rush. Anyway, we got there. What more can you ask for? Sitting next to the campfire. We're looking into the spotlight of the bus, but that's another story.
Sitting next to the campfire and your beautiful wife.
Oh, that's it. Yeah. I'll be in trouble later. Haven't had a time for a shave. Starting to look like a garden gnome, so you'll be able to put me in the garden as a garden gnome, I think. Might have to move back a little bit.
I think.
Okay, there's our screen up there. I'll just adjust that a little bit, if I can. Yeah.
So what are we talking about tonight?
Right, have a look on the screen. The all-inclusive. Gee.
Yeah, we finished our week 2 of the all-inclusive. It's gone quick, actually.
It has.
And we've met some great people, haven't we?
Yeah, had or 3 internationals, I suppose you'd say.
Yeah, two English, 1 New Zealand.
1 New Zealand. Katie and James. Yeah.
Katie and James and Bruce.
Bruce.
Hello to you all.
Yeah, Katie got, what'd she find? She found a 1.53 gram nugget, I think it was.
And she's never been prospecting before.
Yeah, not bad.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
And being from England, well, they can't prospect for gold over there.
Yeah.
So they can only prospect for relics. So this was a real experience for them.
It was, yeah. Yeah, and Bruce from New Zealand. Yeah.
Bruce has been on some of our boot camps. So some of you actually might know Bruce from the boot camps. Another lovely guy. So
had a little bit more experience, I suppose, by coming out on the boot camps and learning a bit about the machines and that. And
yeah, it's a good lead up, isn't it? To the 7-day or 14 days.
Yeah.
Some of the guys did 14 days. I think we had 5, didn't we? 5 do the whole 14 days.
Yeah, 5 did the whole 14 days.
Which is like 2 back-to-back 7-day tours. So some do 7, some do the first 7, some do the second 7, and some did the complete 14 days. But they were pretty tired by the end.
They were very tired, very tired. Yeah, we've got a video, I believe, of Mel finding a few pieces. So we'll go to Alicia and see that. Yeah, Darren from Lucky Strike. Yeah, Mel's got 3 bits over there, but the gold's coming from up there, the other side of the bus, and it seems to be coming down. And here's an old patch. I don't know if you can see, but there's chain marks. See the chain marks there? Quite a few just in this little area, but then there's quite a few holes here. So it's probably the bottom end of a patch, I'd say. We're live again. You got to stop talking.
I was just in the middle of saying, if you guys are making hand gestures, we can't really see you because the lights are shining in our eyes.
Yeah, on the bus there's a big spotlight bar and it's on high beam.
Yeah.
Like dazzled deer in the headlights.
The things we do, hey?
The stock update. You probably know more about this than me.
Yeah, it's a little bit more difficult being away from the shop, but we are due to get 6,000s in very soon. Oh, they're in today. I see someone says.
Okay, so we've got some in today.
So that's excellent. Oh, a few, not very many, but a few.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you're wanting one, guys,
put your name down.
Get in touch with the shop. Get in touch with Lucky Strike, and they'll look after you there. Because this sale is only on until the end of the month. It won't be extended. Pretty much guaranteed. It won't be extended. So yeah. So yeah, get in before the end of the year.
And the 2300 deal is going really well too, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like to get a gold monster thrown in, you know, over $1,000 thrown in when you buy 2300.
That's great, isn't it?
It's a good deal. See what you mean about them lights. When I turn around, I'm dazzled. Is that the only stock you know that's?
I'm not sure if we know of any. I know I've got a lot of orders in at the moment. Our CC picks just keep selling out. We just can't keep enough of them. So they are so popular, and we have quite a range of CC picks when they're in. They should be arriving very soon because I've ordered them maybe about a week ago.
Wasn't that long ago we got a heap in.
I know, we keep getting heaps in.
But yeah, like I said last week, I think they're the best picks on the market. You know?
And we've also got the muffs hats too in stock. We've got quite a lot of muffs hats. We were out of the larger sizes, but we've got those in now, guys, if you're wanting them.
Yeah.
And they are really the best things, aren't
they? Yeah.
Somebody on the tour, was it Bruce on the tour, had one?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
he was saying they're great. They're absolutely wonderful. So, and we've just stocked up on Adventure Market stuff, which is a whole range of stock. So, we're still waiting on coils. We still haven't got those in.
Yeah.
So,
and a lot of people are going to say, "Oh, when are you getting coils in?" But we just can't get the Nugget Finder or the Coil Tech ones for the 6000s.
Yeah, just because of the componentry issue with them. So when we get them, we'll certainly let you know. But you do definitely need to have your name down for one.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you've got Buckley's chance of getting one.
Yeah, we've got a lot on order, but we might only get a fraction of them to start with, and whoever's number one on the list gets it.
That's right. Yeah, first in, first served.
The gold price, gee, when I'm home, I'd have to say that I look at the gold price every morning and every night and every chance I can get. But over here, like, we've only got service when we're around the camp because of Starlink, really. But I haven't. I see last week it was 167.24, and this week it's down to 162.97. So it's dropped, like $5. And that's quite a bit. Like on an ounce, at 31 grams to a troy ounce, that's quite a bit. $150 an ounce. Mightn't sound much, but it is. When you're selling larger amounts.
But it is testing heights, isn't it, at the minute? Like, it'll go up, it'll come down, it'll test it again, it'll come down, and then it will shoot through previous heights. So I don't know, what I've been reading is that gold is here to stay, it's here to grow, it's only going to get higher. So
well, there's a reason why all the banks are buying records amount in the central banks, and that there's got to be a reason.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. For those new here, Minelab winter sale deals. So the 7000s, there's still $1,000 off on them.
Yeah.
There's still $1,000 off on my favourite machine, the 6000. We've got the SDC 2300 with the bonuses thrown in, the Manticore and the 900. So look, they're all great deals, aren't they, really?
That's right.
I see some people on there
there, you mean Facebook?
Facebook, giving comments and opinions, but just guessing and I'm sort of going around in circles.
You are going around in circles.
You know where I'm coming from.
Not really.
You don't.
Are you talking about a new machine or something?
Yeah, they're saying, Minelab's getting rid of them because there's a new machine coming out and all this. Well, we certainly don't know of anything that's coming out. So
apart from the
Gold Monster 2000. And I really wish I'd had the Gold Monster 2000 over here, because we were getting a lot of gold in a side of a hill, and they were very large rocks, and you couldn't get the standard coils on the 6000 between the rocks. But that Gold Monster in between the rocks, I think it's going to be a real game changer. You're going to have to pick your right areas. It's not going to be as good as the 6000, but the sensitivity that we saw on that conference day is just incredible. And ran so smooth, didn't it?
And it's about a quarter of the price of a 6000.
Yeah.
But like it's going to be a really decent starter machine.
It is
the Gold Monster,
yeah.
And even one to have in your arsenal
as
well for experienced operators.
And anyone that digs deep holes with big coils, it'd be a good one just to have sitting there, other than a pinpointer, and use it as a pinpointer. But I can see the big advantages in creeks, in say crevices, around rocks, and trashy areas.
Exactly.
It's I wish I had it over here, but one day.
Well, we don't have access to one just yet.
No,
so
not yet.
when they come out, yeah, that'd be great. We'll try
maybe
and get one.
next year we'll bring it over with us and try some of the areas.
Absolutely.
Because in amongst them rocks, we got a lot of gold. I reckon, how many bits would have come out of there, Pete? You reckon between the 2 weeks? Oh, no, it'd be more than that. We got 40 some day.
One day.
Yeah, one day. So it's got to be probably 100 plus, 120, I'd say, pieces. And there'd be a lot more there too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very good.
Okay. Next, newsletter, Gold Stories. Do you know anything about this one? I see you're laughing, so obviously not much.
Well, I'm only laughing because it's the writing on the screen's really little and you can't read it.
We've got the camera set back there.
Yeah.
We've got our laptop here. We can't put it too close to the fire because it's going to melt.
It's going to melt,
yeah.
So,
that's if we don't melt first.
Yeah, that's a good fire, actually.
Yeah.
Very good fire.
Yeah. The wood over here just burns so different to back home. Like we've been here 2 weeks and there's only a little pile of ash, but the red coals and the heat that you get off that fire is just incredible.
We've had some beautiful baked potatoes off that fire too, haven't we?
We have, yeah. And we've had a couple of cold nights over here, haven't we, really?
Freezing. In fact, I went into town, into Kalgoorlie today and bought myself a scarf, which I will wear to bed. That's where it's coldest.
Yeah.
It is. The nights are really, really freezing. I think it was 4 degrees last night.
Okay.
I looked at my phone and it was 4.
Oh,
so
Talisha's just adjusted the.
She's worked.
So yeah.
Worked miracles.
Okay. Do you want to read this out? You've probably got better
No,
eyes than me.
Can it be moved a bit closer at all? Or not really.
No, not really.
Okay.
I'll read it out. In a small 6 by 6 metre patch of what once was cropped paddock, John unearthed a Chinese coin dating back to the 1650, several English relics from 1860 to 1900, a delicate silver fern leaf brooch, though it was missing the steel pin, which, the steel, and that's what happens. You find a lot of brooches like sterling silver and gold ones, but if they've got a steel pin, they just rust away. What else did he find? And the most impressive thing was a Colt .32
Colt, as in a revolver, Colt.
.32 bullet mould, minus the rusted steel parts, which John spent all afternoon restoring.
And I see that was near Bendigo.
Okay. Okay.
So, well done, John.
Yeah. Do we know what machine it was found with? A Manticore. It'd have to be a mine lab.
Of course it would.
Nothing else.
Nothing else works.
No more drinks for you. What are you drinking?
I'm drinking tea, actually. Okay. So, look, you never see my tea bag to prove it.
Okay. Back to the small writing again.
Alicia.
Gold Gamble book. Okay. She's just adjusting the writing on the. Here we go.
Yeah, you might be able to read that.
Oh, gee. Might not be able to either. My eye. Funny thing is, I can't read a book. I've got to look at it like that. But if there's a 0.2 of a gram nugget on the ground,
you'll see it,
I'll see it. Yeah. My mum doesn't call me Hawkeyes for nothing. Yeah.
What have you found just specking this time around?
No gold. Look, I will. It's only 2 weeks into the tour. I have found a tektite though. Yeah, I love finding tektites.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, here we go.
Is that better?
Yeah.
You?
Do you want to read that?
I can't read it.
Okay. It's a book. It's 1893 discovery of a $1900 nugget by Gollia Canyon, which is in Kern country, ignited with the gold rush stampede. And it talks about the mining district, through the riches. This is a new book we've just got in, is it, Talisha?
No, we've had it a while.
Okay, okay.
I think this one is American though. Is that correct? Yes.
Okay.
It's American. American soil.
Oh yeah, Southern Californians, mining towns. Yeah. So it talks about the US gold history. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which
is relevant to us because a lot of miners came from California, didn't they?
Yeah. Well, today I took yourself, Talisha and Sam down to the Puddler, down on the Salt Lake. And yeah, I took the tour group there the other day. We were in that general area. I just took them down to show them that. But yeah, how unique that is.
It is, isn't it?
I took a video, 12 weeks ago when I was over here. But Talisha's taken a better one, so.
Of course.
Okay. Tip. Gee, small writing again. It says steep, scrubby or uneven ground often gets skipped, which means it's more likely to still hold gold. Now, I know I've sort of talked about this once before, but if your hill's very steep, a lot of your gold is halfway up the hills and it's caught up in the slates and the rock bars. That hill hasn't had a chance to wear down. And a lot of people don't go up onto the steep hills because it's billy goat country.
And it's hard work.
But yeah, you do get the rewards, you know. And it's not just when you're detecting that type of ground, it's also when you're detecting, say, back in Victoria, people tend to take the easy path.
Well, it's a natural human thing, isn't it?
Yeah, you know. Last week, was it last week or no, the first week of the all-inclusive tour, one of the customers was putting the coil under the bushes in the hard-to-get places.
Who was that? Julian.
Julian. And he done really well. I think he got about, was it 14, 15 pieces for the day? And some of them were getting up near the gram. Yeah, you know. I think Mel got 17 bits one day. Yeah. David got, I think, 10 bits in a patch that was probably no bigger than probably maybe 1.5 meters square. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, it's not just rocky ground. You've got to, when you're detecting, you've got to try and think different to everybody else. You've got to do something. I know you girls have talked about it, mindset and that, but you've got to change your mindset to go under the bushes, to go to ground that's a little bit harder to walk on, where others won't, I suppose. You know, and one thing I talk about a lot too, a lot of people will pull up in an area and they'll say the hill looks good over there, 1 kilometre away. What's wrong with starting to detect?
Yeah, turn your detector on as soon as you get out of the car.
Yeah. You know,
and it's amazing the number of nuggets that you hear of being found that way.
Yeah. Have we got a video on this, have we? Okay, we'll go to the video. Golden relics, bit of a giveaway when someone's piled up all the bushes there. You don't do that if you're not getting gold in this area.
There was a little video.
Wow, that was a short video. Just said the fire's really nice.
We were just admiring the fire.
Time to go.
Thinking a toasty in there would be nice, just on the end of a fork.
Marshmallows.
Marshmallows, yeah. We've got to have dinner first.
Yeah. Yeah. What's the time here? It's only about probably 5:50. Okay, 5:50. Tour availability.
I think there's only one spot left on one of
the Leinster one.
The second week of the Leinster tour, which is actually going to be a really great week, I think.
It is, because we've got
we've got Brad from
Mine Lab coming along.
Over.
So yeah, looking forward to it.
Yeah, so you kind of want to be on that one, guys. If you're already on it, I think absolutely brilliant.
Yeah.
And if you're not, there's one spot left.
One spot left. Yeah, I reckon it's going to be a ripper.
Yeah. I think Brad will. Well, I mean, he's the man you go to, isn't he, for all of our questions? So if you've got questions,
And I hear he's good on the Barbie.
Well, we know he's good on the Barbie. The poor guy, he nearly Barbied himself to death at our National Detecting Day.
Yeah, I think we got, was it 100 sausages, and Talisha had to run down and get another 100, and I don't know if he got one to eat himself. He was just flat out, wasn't he?
He was, yeah.
So yeah, one spot left, which is Monday the 23rd of June. One spot only, and all the others are booked out or finished.
Yeah. All our tag-alongs are booked out too? One left in Kalgoorlie for a tag-along.
Okay, so we've only got one spot left, which is Kalgoorlie, which starts on the 30th of June. So that's not that far away, is it?
No, it's not. It's straight after our all-inclusive.
Yeah, straight after the all-inclusive. Yeah. Okay, boot camps. How do we know how many spots are left on them? We probably don't, do we? Probably got to look online and just have a look. But there's a 2-day boot camp at Inglewood, which is on the 20th of September.
There's a 3-day boot camp at Moonambell on the 18th of October.
There's a 2-day boot camp in Maryborough on the 8th of November.
And there's a 5-day boot camp at Talbot on the 17th of November.
Yep. I think you asked me last week, which was, or someone asked me, Talisha, what was my favourite one? Look, I haven't done a lot around Inglewood. Moonambell I've done a little bit. Maryborough I've done a fair bit around, and Talbot I've done a lot. Yeah, but you tend to say your favourite is where you
found the most gold.
found the most gold. But yeah,
I think they're all worthy spots though, aren't they?
They are.
Very worthy.
They are.
And you not only come along to find gold, you also come along to learn stuff too.
Yeah.
So you go away with, knowing extra things. One little extra thing can help you find that elusive gold nugget. Yeah. And I reckon it's especially good for those that haven't actually found gold with their detectors before.
Yeah. And I like to get them people because they haven't got any nasty habits. They're not sort of set in their ways. It's hard to change some people, from their swing speed. And, on the tours here, we say there's a time to swing fast and there's a time to swing slow. And, we show all that, don't we, Pete? Yeah. Don't forget to scan the QR code, join the newsletter, and go into the $50 competition for photos, fines, and that. Look, and thanks, guys, for sending them in. There's some rippers coming in.
Yeah, we look at them all, so there are some really good ones.
Yeah, and I like just seeing the gold and the relics and the stories. Some of the stories we've had have been really inspiring and amazing. Really good. Okay, topic of the night. Right. One thing I was going to talk about tonight was, look, it's not just WA, but it's probably Victoria too, but it's more WA because a lot of people come over here and they're not prepared. And what I mean by that, a lot of people rely too much on the apps on their phone.
So tonight we're talking about safety. Over here.
Yeah. A lot of people rely too much on their phone apps. A lot of phones won't last 8 hours to start with. If you happen to fall over and smash your screen, which does happen, and you're, a few Ks out there,
especially if you're relying on that device to get you back to camp.
Yeah.
If you fall over and smash your phone, or your phone goes dead, all of a sudden you're up what creek?
Yeah. I was saying to Leanne about, a couple of hours ago, like I used to go off on a motorbike, but I'd go 20 Ks from a base camp. But I always took 2 GPSs with me and a pile of batteries, just in case one of my GPSs blew up or, something happened to it, because I don't want to be little midgy flies. Look at him. Got him.
I'm sure you were a frog in a previous life.
Give us a kiss.
Already must have.
You're not nice at all. See what I got to put up with, guys. Don't be fooled. Okay. Yeah. So look, yeah, GPSs, don't rely on the apps on your phone. You really need a decent GPS. If you have a GPS, say it takes batteries, have a spare set with you, because you're gonna crack up, aren't you?
Yes, I am.
Look, I know the first year I come over here, I think I've told the story. I had a big Magellan GPS that was about 6 inches tall and about 4 inches wide. Had an antenna that was as big as this remote that lifted on the side.
Yeah.
And I hated carrying the thing. And one day I went out and I thought, no, I'm not taking it with me. We're on reasonably flat ground. All the bushes are about 12 foot high. And we had a bright blue 4-wheel drive. And I thought, I'm just going to walk forward an hour and then I'll come back to the car. And I'm walking out there and I'm looking up ahead and I see this blue 4-wheel drive and I thought, nah, can't be. What I'd done a circle to the right and I looked up ahead and here's the blue 4-wheel drive in front of me. And you get bamboozled.
And I've done exactly the same thing. We were set up over here in WA. We had the 4-wheel drive and the caravan. And I set off with the kids. I set off just walking. I thought I'll just go in a straight line so I don't get lost and I'll come straight back.
Yeah.
And as I was walking in my straight line, I came across a caravan and a car that was exactly the same as ours. And I thought, oh, this is weird. Somebody's got exact same caravan, exact same car. And then I realised it was our caravan and car. And I had also done the full circle. So I didn't know I was lost. But I could have, if I hadn't missed that caravan and car, I would have been hopelessly lost.
So it does happen to the best of us. So GPS, look, I always say to people, carry a box of matches, and they say, why? I don't smoke, or, I say, look, if you get lost, get some bark under the tree, light a fire, at least you're going to be warm for the night. And if someone happens, wants to come out to find you, they're going to see the fire,
But if you have a GPS, you wouldn't need to do that.
You wouldn't need that,
And the thing is, you can get really complacent. So it's not just newbies that need a GPS. The couple up in Queensland, I think it was either earlier this year or late last year, and they were like mappers. They went out and they did maps and they got lost. They lost their way and perished out there. And if they have had a GPS, it would have saved their lives. So I don't think you can be too careful.
Some of the ones we sell in the shop have got the emergency button on them, haven't they? The InReach ones, I think they are.
Yeah, possibly. I'm not 100% sure now, but
But you can press a button and it will send a signal, and they'll come looking for you. There's the EPIRBs too, which you can get the little EPIRBs, which are a good thing. Yeah. So I suppose what we're saying is, don't just come over to WA and just start walking off because,
WA is like, it's very bushy and there's not a lot of like big trees or defining features. So you can get lost really easily.
Because, back in Victoria, you can walk 10 minutes in any direction and you generally hit a bush track. Over here, you could walk 10 days and not even see a track in some parts, I'm saying, We're lucky where we are at the moment because there's a fairly predominant hill here.
And a fairly major road.
And a fairly, major road, which you can hear vehicles on sometimes. Anything else you want to talk about? No?
Well, that's probably about it, isn't it?
But, we've been doing a lot of great content, haven't we?
We've got Jaleisha and Sam here doing heaps and heaps of videos. And they've got a drone, so got some drone footage and... so that'll be really cool.
But cloudy night here, guys.
Tonight there was the sunset. Did you see the sunset? I pointed it out to the kids, and there was a sunset like 360 degrees all the way around tonight.
Wow.
Yeah, it was crazy. You with the clouds, just reflecting it.
Full moon.
It was beautiful.
Full moon under the stars.
We
few
hear the
clouds up.
dingoes howling, don't we, at
Yeah,
night
we
time?
do.
Yeah. Haven't seen any apart from a dead one.
Yeah.
But
yeah, great campfire. And someone's left. We've got a tent set up. We're putting a lot of our extra gear in, and you tell me there's something in there, marsupial or
yeah, some sort of a mousy-looking marsupial, we think. So. Us girls are too scared to go in now. I mean, mice follow us around, don't they? All the way from Victoria to Western Australia.
Won't be a mouse. Yeah.
But we have to go carefully with this one because we think it's a special one.
A special one.
That's right.
If we don't find him, he might be coming for a drive up to Leinster for us. Okay, I think that's about it for tonight.
It's a beautiful part of the world we're in.
It is. Yep.
Yep. All right.
Okay, that's it.
Yep. Goodbye.
Okay. No worries,
Thank you
guys.
for watching.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.